everybody, it's Bruce Kulick. Enjoy Tales of a Kiss Geek.
Hey everybody, how you doing? And welcome to Tales of a Kiss Geek. I'm Glenn Walker, and in this one we'll be ranking the Kiss studio albums from the bottom to the top. This is purely my opinion. It all differs, everybody's got opinion. Let's jump into it. So at 20 I would put The Elder. It's not an album that I find myself listening to that much. I do like some of the rare tracks on there. I like some of the deeper cuts as opposed to the singles. That would be last for me personally. 19 I have Carnival of Souls. I love the musicianship on this album. I think it's really where the lineup hit their peak, meaning Eric Singer and Bruce. But it's just not an album that's for me. I feel if it was by a different band, I wouldn't really gravitate to it. Number 18 we've got Circus, the comeback album, or so they said. I love Circus personally. I love Raise Your Glasses, You Wanted the Best, We Are One, of course Circus, Into the Void. It's all really good. And maybe to some people's surprise, I finally found my way. 17 we've got Animalize. Now this is the only album that features Mark St. John, but I think it's got some pretty good stuff on there. Asylum is at number 16 with Bruce Kulick, his first studio album with the band. I really dig this album. I think it could have been a bit stronger, but it is a sign of the time, and that's pretty cool. At number 15 we've got Unmasked. Now this is a bit of a controversial one because some people don't like the pop aspect of the Kiss album sometimes. But you know what, I really do like it. I think it's a sign of the times, but I think it really works well with the album. And the band are in top form, you can hear they are. Vinnie Ponce is on the drums, Ace is on guitar, Paul doing Shandy, She's So European, what's not to love? Number 14, we've got the very first Kiss album I bought, Dynasty. So we've got the great stuff like Magic Touch, Sure Knows Something, Charisma, X-Ray Eyes. Ace has 3 songs on this album. It's a strong one. 13 is the very controversial Hot in the Shade. Now not very many Kiss fans dig this album, but I love it. I love the Bon Jovi-esque, bluesy, Rise to It, Betrayed, Cadillac Dreams. I think it has something really cool going for it, and I do like the sound that they were going after on this album. And I find myself going to it quite often in my library. Now number 12, some of you may be surprised to find out, is Monster for me. Because I'm a young Kiss fan and I got into the band in 2007, Monster is quite sentimental to me. I remember the day it came out, I bought it the day it came out, I loved it. I was just disappointed I couldn't get the deluxe edition with Right Here, Right Now. That's my only gripe with the album. At 11 I've put the top album. I've put the initial release, the self-titled Kiss. It's not one that I find myself going to often to play, but you know, you can't not include it. It's pretty much alive. It's in a culmination of, Alive as we know was in a culmination of the first, Hotter Than Hell and Dressed to Kill. So you have to include it. It has to be top of the list here. Lick It Up I've put at number 10. I do like the album. I think Vinnie is really cool on it. The songwriting is really good. A Million to One, Lick It Up, All Hell's Breaking Loose, a very solid one. Creatures of the Night is at number 9. Killer, Saint and Sinner, of course Creatures of the Night, I Love It Loud, Danger, Keep Me Coming. It's such a solid album. It's one of those desert island, what ones are you going to bring along? It's going to be Creatures of the Night. Number 8, Revenge. I think it's a brilliant album. You have Domino, you've got Thou Shalt Not, Take It Off. I could go on, Heart of Chrome. Just a tremendous, tremendous album. A lot of my favorite songs from the band come from this album. Now you may be surprised that I would put this so high, but at number 7 we've got Crazy Nights. So I love this one. I love Bruce's tone on the M1. I think it really hits home. It's a sign of the times album. Very 80s, very synth, but I love it. I would be disappointed if they lowered the synths, if they hired the guitars. I love it just the way it is. It's meant to be. Number 6, I've put Hotter Than Hell. This is an album that has the great tracks on it. I love those solid songs, but the production just isn't quite there for me. So unfortunately, I have some albums higher than this one. Number 5, Destroyer. Now I love the in-depth stuff like Sweet Pain and Flaming Youth, King of the Nighttime World, Great Expectations. I really feel that this is maybe the best production that a Kiss album has ever had. I think they ought to be really proud of this one, and I know that they always bring it up in interviews when they get asked, what's your number 1 Kiss album? And it's to no surprise because it really does sound like Kiss. At number 4, I have one of my favourite Kiss albums. These 4 selections are very difficult to decide, and they always change. Lists always change, opinions always change. Number 4, Dress to Kill. Now this is an album that personally I can't just listen to 1 or 2 songs off the album. This is like one song. I'm listening to the first song to the last. Love it all. Anything for my baby. Number 3, Love Gun. Got Love for Sale, Plaster Caster, Shock Me, Hooligan. It's all tops. At number 2, my second favourite Kiss album. This is one that I know a lot of fans at the moment have been saying is their top Kiss album. Rock and Roll Over. What's Not to Love? Much like Dress to Kill for me, this is an album that I have to play from top to bottom. It's just the best. I really love the album. I think they're all in fine form. They're all on the top of their game. And this to me is the essential 70s Kiss album. And at number 1, the album that I pick as my personal favourite because of the sentimental value. I remember it came out on the day of my birthday. I waited for school to finish. I went there and I bought the copy. It was one of 2 that was left on the shelf. Sonic Boom. Not enough people, in my opinion, appreciate this album. I think it gets a lot of flack where it's not needed. They really captured the true essence of the Kiss style by taking the 70s, the 80s, 90s, and today's kind of style, forming it all together and doing what they did. And I think it was a really, really great effort. Quite frankly, I would love to see another one just like this album. Guys, thank you very much for listening to Tales of a Kiss Geek. You have a great day. See you in the next one.
Everybody, it's Bruce Kulick here, and you're watching Tales of a Kiss Geek.